Immigration and Customs officers, now guided by the Trump administration's new enforcement policies, are carrying out a string of operations this week alone. Our NBC's Gadi Schwartz has an exclusive look inside this operation. He is joining us now from San Diego. Gadi, tell us what you found out.
Yeah, Hallie, well, we're expecting the Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security down here in San Diego to continue that tough talk on immigration. Over the last few months, we have seen the number of immigrants arrested by ICE shoot up, and ICE says that most of those are the result of targeted enforcement operations, the same type of operations that we saw happen under President Obama. They took us along on one of those operations to show us how they work. They said they were targeting immigrants with criminal histories, and while we were with them, we saw one immigrant family use an immigrant rights card to turn agents away. Take a look.
On any given day in Los Angeles, the first immigration arrests happen before the sun comes up. 9 teams like this one spanning Southern California with lists of immigrants with criminal histories targeted for deportation.
We don't do raids or sweeps. You know, what we're doing again, and what you've seen that's happening all this morning is targeted enforcement operations.
ICE agents waiting for this man to walk out the door before moving in.
Can't get out.
Just relax.
I go to work right now.
David Marin is a field office director for ICE and has enforced immigration laws under 4 presidents.
If you're here in this country illegally, you should be deported.
At the last house, agents try knocking on a window. But a woman inside flashes an immigrant's rights card like this one, saying they will not cooperate without a warrant, and the agents stand down.
She basically showed you a card from an attorney.
Right, that says, don't talk to ICE. I'm not going to let you in. You know what? And so, you know what? Of course, we're going to abide by that.
Back at the processing center, the men rounded up are waiting to call their families. Sergio Rodriguez is a felon with a history of burglaries and drugs.
Nadie es perfecto.
No one's perfect.
Todos tenemos errores.
Everybody's made mistakes.
He tells us his wife has cancer and he has 5 children.
Tiene cáncer mi esposa.
He says he doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know what's going to happen with his wife. He says that he's the one that takes care of his wife. He doesn't know what's going to happen with his daughters.
Santiago Mondragon has been convicted of selling drugs and he's been deported 4 times.
Por mis hijas, porque qué van a hacer ellas?
He says that the reason why he keeps coming back is because of his daughters. What are they going to do?
ICE says they would have rather detained these men while they were in jail, but many law enforcement agencies won't honor immigration holds after judges have ruled in several cases their use was unconstitutional.
Our preference would be to take these individuals into custody in a secure environment at a jail or some other law enforcement facility.
So instead, arrests happen at their homes, in public, or at work. In the immigrant communities, news of any deportation leads to fear. High-profile removals like Guadalupe Garcia de Rayos, who was deported in front of her kids. Or this week, news of a DACA recipient being sent back to Mexico. Families terrified that minor criminal offenses or those with no criminal record could be deported.
What about people with families here?
That's an unfortunate consequence of our immigration laws, right? But we don't make immigration laws. Our job is to enforce them.
Marin says the laws are the same, but this administration is bringing change, including more resources and more leeway to agents on who should be targeted.
Now with this current administration is we've sort of shifted in that spectrum of criminality now includes everyone that's not only been convicted of a crime, but those that have entered here illegally, whether they've been convicted of illegal entry or not.
Does that mean that ICE is prepared to go after everybody?
That's not necessarily what we're doing right now. Are we prepared? If we do get that order and that's what we're told to do, we're going to do it.
Leaving millions of undocumented families living under an American contradiction. We are a nation of laws, and we are a nation of immigrants.
And since President Trump took office, we have seen over 16,000 immigrants with criminal histories arrested. We have also seen over 5,000 immigrants without criminal histories arrested. Those numbers are higher than the last 2 years when you compare month to month, but they are still not as high as 2014 under President Obama. And of note, this week, the Inspector General just came out with a report that is raising some very serious questions over whether ICE has the staffing or the training to deal with the high levels of cases that they already have on their radar. Those are some of the questions that are going to be asked of the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Attorney General a little bit later today. Hallie, back to you.
NBC's Gadi Schwartz live for us there in San Diego. Gadi, thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.